Cuisineer is a roguelike dungeon crawler developed by Battlebrow Productions and published by Marvel's European HC Games. I never heard of this game before, but let me give you a taste of what I think after spending some time with the game. Go and get it. I thoroughly recommend it, but I don't come down impulse buying, so let me tell you what this game serves on the platter. You play as a little cute cat girl named Pom, an adventurer who's been put in charge of her parents' restaurant while they're traveling off the world. And unfortunately, they sold off the most of the furniture and equipment needed to actually run the place. And that's not to mention the massive amount of debt they incurred over the years. So it's up to you to get things back in order and serve most delicious food from the ingredients you get from the adventure out in the world. First of all, let's talk about the graphics. I really like the style of the new one for here. Everyone's character portraits are super cute and their models are really detailed, from the customers that come in every day to the NPC you interact with its own town. Even the monsters you have to kill are really pleasant to look at. I would love plushies of some of characters, Pom especially. You never get this kitty called bash open boar skulls with an oversized tenderizer. But enough about the looks, time for the business. Running your restaurant is fairly easy. After designing the place your standards with the furniture and equipment, all you have to do after opening for the day is to cook and the food makes sure everyone pays. You don't even have to serve most customers. They will automatically go up counter and take it when it's ready. However, noble customers will need to serve personally or else they'll leave without paying. All of those sounds easy enough, but certain hours of each day will have business ramp up. Lunch, tea, and dinner. If you aren't paying attention while dealing with about a dozen customers at once, you could very well end up losing customers and profits. Let me say, wow, this could be a game on its own. Constantly managing between cooking, serving, and keeping an eye out for any cheapstakes can be chaotic but never overwhelming. The ability is really godsend at times. However, a restaurant is nothing without the good quality food, and since getting suppliers isn't an option, you have to dive into various dungeons to get the ingredients you need, most often dropped by monsters that lurk in there. They're randomly generated, and the higher levels you travel, the harder the monsters and the more ingredients you find. You'll also need to mine stuff like wood and stone, because there are a lot of things that you need them for crafting. Luckily, you should be armed to teeth with the culinary weapons and the boba tea to make those runs easier to survive. In general, your equipment is how you actually get stronger and make those runs into dungeons like a little bit easier. Anything you can equip, from gloves, boots and weapons, can enemies with hit or some HP to your health bar. You can improve your equipment and its traits to the blacksmith and add other replace with the other ones when the brewers, so you have at least some freedom with your whole to build your character. Now I would like to there was some sort of training dummies to test out weapons and abilities instead of needing it to go to the potentially get myself killed, but it's not the big of a deal honestly. Meanwhile, boba tea acts as a consumable item that can heal you off buff with various effects, but you only maximum 4 slots on your belt, so store in the most of them you need to research and lock and upgrade the game to make them useful. The more you have, the better your chances and longer you can survive in dungeons that means a bigger haul to bring back your restaurant if you haven't done anything too dumb out here. If you manage to get yourself killed, you lose a bunch of items from your inventory as well as the day end there. So it's better to cut your losses and exit the dungeon with the way you have. You can leave anytime with the press of the button, but it takes a while for it to teleport you, so you have to be safe before you can do it. And no matter what time you leave or how long you stay, it will always be 2300. By the time you get back, which is barely enough time to put your spoils into the fridge before heading off to the bed, don't assume you can just open the restaurant, then go out and drink after you earn some cash without the consequences. You'll have a max HP penalty depending on how long you spend in the town that was last until your next rest. So don't overdo it and work yourself to death, you hear? Now I've been rambling for quite a bit now, so let's get into the things I didn't like. For one, I encountered some glitches at the time of preview, from flickering textures to 1 or 2 freezes and crashes. It's completely unstable, but manually save would be nice instead of saving on the each day. I also didn't like that I couldn't pin materials placed onto my screen. It would mean getting more the food needed to get the upgrade or complete the side quest that much easier to remember, because are lots of things to buy and upgrade in the same game that it becomes really hard to track by yourself. It was also a little frustrating that some NPCs only appeared on certain days, which made the times I have been needed to complete their side quests take longer than I should be. I've been handing until 10 pieces for at least 3 days for you. Damn it, and at least show up when I hand them fresh. So, other than my problems with tracking down the townsfolk to complete their quest, Cuisineer is really damn good. I found myself addicted to this game, constantly going on a loop of adventuring, cooking and grinding so I could do all but better. It's really engaging, and while simple on the surface, can really pull you in 4 hours as you slowly but surely become unstoppable both on in world and in the kitchen. Thank you for watching. Don't forget you guys to comment, rate and subscribe. Peace!